Step inside a world where laughter echoed over rolling pins and polished lanes gleamed beneath neon lights. Can you still hear the clatter as a perfect strike sent pins flying? For many of us, the local bowling alley was more than a building. It was the lively heart of a Friday night out, filled with the sweet aroma of buttered popcorn and the satisfying slide of rented shoes across waxed floors. In the 1950s, bowling alleys were booming, a place where neighbors gathered after work, teens went on first dates, and leagues competed for shining trophies. The jukebox played Elvis or Connie Francis, milkshakes waited at the counter, and the setting sun flickered through glass block windows. Every alley felt alive, buzzing with camaraderie and small-town excitement that's hard to find today. Did you ever master the art of the hook, or just enjoy the thrill of chasing a spare? As we revisit these vibrant bowls of mid-century America, you might find reflections of your own youth rolling back. Let's take a closer look at why 50s bowling alleys were so unforgettable and how they shaped our favorite memories. As the 1950s dawned across America, a remarkable transformation was taking place from coast to coast. Wartime factories had shifted gears, suburban neighborhoods were blossoming, and families eagerly embraced new rituals of leisure. Bowling wasn't a brand new invention. In fact, the basic game had roots reaching far back into history, but it was in the years following World War II that bowling alleys kicked into high gear, finding a unique home in the heart of American culture. The story stretches even further back. German immigrants brought variations of kegling to the New World in the 19th century, but it was in the early 20th century, particularly after the 1895 founding of the American Bowling Congress, the ABC, that the game gained a national foothold. Still, it wasn't until the 1950s, thanks to economic prosperity, a surging middle class, and the post-war baby boom, that bowling truly exploded in popularity. Bowling alleys sprouted across towns, both large and small, their presence so common by the end of the decade that the United States boasted more than 6,000 centers nationwide. In fact, by 1958, bowling was the #1 indoor pastime in the country, second only to fishing in overall recreational participation. That's a staggering thought. Imagine nearly every community dotted with a gleaming lane or two, beckoning friends and families inside. But what drew so many people to this beloved pastime? For the first time in American history, more households had money to spend, cars to drive, and, perhaps most importantly, free evenings and weekends. The bowling alley became a meeting place across generations and backgrounds, one of the few spots where everyone from blue-collar workers to business executives, teenagers to retirees could all rub elbows and compete side by side. Have you ever caught yourself reminiscing about the thrill of friendly rivalry no matter what the scoreboard read? An unexpected driver behind this surge was the introduction of the automatic pinsetter. Believe it or not, until the late 1940s, every pin that fell had to be reset by hand, often by nimble pin boys who ducked and dodged errant balls all night long. It was a grueling, low-paying job that few envied. The landscape shifted dramatically in 1946 when the AMF company perfected the first fully automated pin-setting machine. By the early 50s, these machines were quickly adopted in new and renovated alleys, enabling longer hours, smoother play, and, critical for business, larger crowds. This mechanical marvel is often pinpointed as the key to the bowling boom. Isn't it fascinating to think how one piece of technology could reshape an entire way of life? At the same time, the look and feel of the bowling alley itself became a kind of cultural signature. Gleaming terrazzo floors and formica countertops replaced the dark, smoky parlors of the past. Vivid linoleum tiles, rounded seating, and colorful, geometric signage reflected the modern, optimistic spirit of the era. Families could drop in for a few frames, share a slice of pizza, or celebrate a birthday. Everyone was welcome. Do you recall the first time you walked beneath the glowing neon sign of your neighborhood alley, nerves and excitement mingling in the pit of your stomach? Of course, while the 1950s may seem like a golden age of simplicity, the story isn't quite so straightforward. Bowling was becoming big business. Leagues flourished. By some estimates, 7 million Americans were active in leagues at the peak, supported by sponsorship money, prize pools, and televised tournaments that stirred up local heroes. Did you know that the first live televised bowling match aired in 1951, paving the way for later shows like Bowling for Dollars? Suddenly, bowling alley owners found themselves managing bustling hubs of activity 7 days a week. Lanes would often be booked out months in advance for league nights, and the excitement of the finals drew crowds that sometimes rivaled high school football games. Yet for all its rapid changes and newfound popularity, bowling in the 50s never lost its sense of accessibility or community. Unlike many country clubs or exclusive sports, bowling remained affordable. A few quarters could buy you a game, a cold soda, and maybe even a chance to catch up with friends or neighbors you hadn't seen since last league season. And here's a lesser-known tidbit. Even as bowling's professional side grew, most alleys in smaller towns were family-run or local institutions, their owners greeting regulars by name and sometimes even letting the occasional game slide on the bill. Looking back, it's hard not to chuckle at some of the oddities. Some alleys, especially in urban centers, offered 24-hour bowling marathons, drawing in night shift workers, jazz musicians, and insomniacs eager for a midnight frame. There are even stories of couples getting engaged right on the lanes, their special moment marked by a surprise strike. Did anything unexpected ever happen at your local bowlerama? By the close of the decade, with suburbia in full swing and the automobile cementing its place as a household essential, roads seemed to lead inevitably to the nearest bowling center. Regional differences sprang up. East Coast alleys often had just a few lanes in cozy, brick-lined basements, while in the Midwest and Sunbelt, cavernous bowling palaces with dozens of lanes sparkled under fluorescent lights. The diversity was as rich as the people who played. Yet no matter the setting, the ritual remained. Select a ball, lace up your shoes, and chase that dream of the perfect score. But the soundscape of 1950s bowling alleys was more than pins and balls. Jukeboxes chimed out the latest hits, kids darted around gumball machines, league captains tallied scores in spiral-bound books, and old friends swapped stories over Cokes at the snack bar. If you close your eyes, can you still hear the cheerful chaos? As the years rolled by, more changes and innovations arrived, and the spirit of 1950s bowling would echo through every generation that followed. But the roots, the very beginnings of that golden era, are an indelible part of our shared American story. So, what happened as technology, design, and community continued to shape the bowling alley experience? In our next chapter, we'll walk right down the lane into the sparkling world of 50s bowling. Technological marvels which forever changed the way we play. Don't put away your ball just yet. The real surprise is just ahead. As we bring our stroll down the lanes of 1950s bowling alleys to a close, it's remarkable to consider just how much these vibrant spaces meant to so many of us. We've revisited a golden era where the pulse of the community beat steadily amid polished maple lanes, the soft shuffle of rented shoes, and the ever-present hum of camaraderie. From the historic rise of bowling after World War II, powered by technological leaps like the automatic pinsetter, to the unique architecture reflecting the atomic age's bold optimism, every detail was stitched together to create more than just a place to roll strikes. It was a gathering spot where friends, neighbors, and families left their worries at the door and picked up a ball, sharing moments of gentle competition and genuine laughter. Season by season, local leagues sparked friendships, Sunday afternoons became family time and celebrations. Found a home amongst the echoing sound of falling pins. Whether you were a league regular or someone who popped in after school or work, each visit brought a new story. A tale told over frosty milkshakes or a jubilant dance after toppling that stubborn 7-10 split. The jukebox played your song, the snack bar served up comfort, and underneath those neon lights it often felt as though all was right in the world for a while. But beyond the mechanics and the decor, what truly set 50s bowling alleys apart was the feeling they evoked. A sense of belonging, a spirit of togetherness, and a comfort that comes only from gathering in a familiar place with familiar faces. In a world that often feels too fast and too divided today, there's something precious in recalling the simple rituals that offered so much joy. These alleys soaked up decades of laughter, welcomed new generations of bowlers, and bore witness to the everyday victories and milestones that filled our lives. Perhaps most importantly, they remind us of a time when entertainment meant coming together to share moments, create memories, and just have fun shoulder to shoulder with our friends and neighbors. How many stories from your own life were set against the crackle of a 50s bowling alley? Did you find your stride as part of a league, or can you recall a favorite moment with friends that still brings a smile to your face? Maybe, as you think back, you can even hear the music on the jukebox or taste that first sip of a cherry soda under the glow of pastel lights. We'd love to hear about your most cherished bowling alley memory from those unforgettable years. Share your story in the comments below and reconnect with others who still remember the thrill of chasing a perfect game. If this trip down memory lane stirred something in you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss another nostalgic journey. Share this with friends and family who would appreciate reliving these golden moments, and keep an eye out for more stories from the eras that shaped us all. Because when we remember places like the 50s bowling alley, we reconnect with the ties that bind us, rolling back the years too. Reclaim the laughter and light that still live within. Until next time, may your memories always land right in the pocket, and may you carry that spirit of fun, community, and togetherness wherever you go.